Yeah, I enjoy it. I buy like, Dick has a sale on the balls, 18 balls for $10, 20 bucks, 2 18 bucks, and I buy 4 bucks, $40, 72 balls.
No, it's fine. I totally
Yeah? I'm sorry.
Now it takes about 20 or 30 yards off the drive.
Well, then I must open the secret.
Okay, where it's now 6 p.m., I call this zoning board of adjustment meeting for April 27th, 2017 to order. First on our agenda would be public comment. However, I'm going to ask that any public comment is not related to either of the cases that we will hear tonight. This would be generic and general outside of these two cases. Is there any public comment? Okay, hearing none, I will close that. First, next order of business is the election of officers. We need to elect a chairman and a vice chairman.
I'll make a motion, Mr. Tabry, to be chairman again this year.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And I'll abstain. Next, I'll take a motion for vice chair.
I'll make a motion for Bruce Woodruff, vice chair.
All in favor, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Actually, I have a little discussion. Only in that Bruce on occasion has to step down more frequently than anyone else. And if I'm not available, that could put this board out of commission.
I agree.
Although, in all fairness, he probably is more qualified to be chairman than anyone here.
But
In that position and in his role as town planner, he has conflict.
I thought of that already, but I've tried to think in the back of my mind when that would have taken place, and I can't come up with the last couple of years, a single time. I mean, if the board thinks it's an issue, okay, but I
We
don't.
actually have 2 cases on here today that he couldn't sit on,
Yeah.
But you're
It
here.
didn't come up last.
because I'm here.
Right, that's what I'm getting at, that both of you couldn't sit on the board, for whatever reason.
Right, and that could put us out of compliance.
Right, but I don't think I can come up with a case if that's happened.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That was kind of where I was gonna go if no one
It
said it.
don't matter, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
Well, we have a second, so we either need to have it withdrawn or we need to vote on it.
Under the thoughts of the chairman and reasoning, I will withdraw my motion.
Okay. I'll make a motion for Stan Nato to be vice chair.
Second.
Any discussion on that? All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you. Next, adoption of bylaws. I reviewed these earlier today, and the only real thing I noticed might be a typo on page 2. Makes a comment, let's see, meetings. Number 2, regular meetings will be held as needed. Meetings may be called by the chairperson, provided notice is given to each member at least 48 hours prior to the time of such meeting, and allowing for 24 public posting as required.
Hour.
24 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. So, anyone else find anything that we need to discuss or address?
Has a new member, you read them?
I have, yes.
Then I'll take a motion to approve and adopt as amended, or
So
as
said.
corrected.
So said.
Second?
Second.
All in, any discussion on that motion? All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstained? Abstentions? No. Okay. What we don't have on the agenda, but is part of our bylaws and requirements, is appointing of alternates. And although we're doing so, we do have a volunteer. Larry Brown has volunteered to be an alternate on this board.
I thought that's what all these people are here for, the alternate.
Oh. Any others interested in being an alternate as well? We can have up to 5. Yeah, I didn't think so.
I'll make a motion to appoint Larry Brown as alternate.
Okay, second. We do need to pick a period of time, up to 3 years. It can be,
For 3 years.
okay? Any discussion on that motion? All in
If
favor?
you, as long as you accept the 3-year period.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Okay. All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, congratulations, Larry. I have a form for you. You can go get sworn in, in case we need you, which we might. 2012.
No one else wants to volunteer, huh, Bobby Bordeaux?
I think we can actually have him if we have Larry for an alternate.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if we can have him if we have Larry for an
Why?
alternate. Both
Oh,
on
we need
planning
to
board.
sign.
Yeah, but how many people on the planning board?
We can only have one that's on, that dabbles in both.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like the school and the water district on the budget. Okay. Well, you got off of that, Bob.
Stan, can you sign that? And then each of us will need to sign it. Did she? Okay. Next item. Number 5, continuation of case number 2016-4. A request for variance from Article 3, Section 3.5 to allow the following uses not otherwise permitted within the low-density residential zone. Contractor office / yard / storage yard and accessory structure. Site located at map 45, lot 23, off Route 75, Milton, New Hampshire, in the low-density residential zone.
Mr. Chairman, I'm gonna step down from this case,
Okay?
mainly because if this variance were to be granted, I would be assisting the planning board with the application, and I would be also assisting the developer's engineer in
Sure.
preparing site plans. And so I really need to step down for this.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Which leaves us at this point with 4 sitting members. We will have an alternate in a few minutes, if you would like us to wait.
I would, let's go and recess for 10 minutes.
I don't think we'll need 10. We can recess for,
Till
Has
Larry
everyone
gets
had a
back.
chance to sign in?
Hopefully she didn't stick them at the back of the line.
right?
Turn it over, or you get it on the sheet?
Turn it over.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, made an offer.
I probably
Oh, now.
Oh, no, you're fine.
While you all have a minute, would you please introduce yourselves? I don't know you.
I'm Stan Nato.
Sean Skillings.
Michael Tabery,
Brian McQuaid.
I'm Jason Potts. Nice to meet you.
thank you.
And Larry Brown will be the alternate.
Yeah.
No, Bruce Woodruff that said no
Hi.
back. Hi.
Bruce Woodruff.
Yeah. That's it.
All right, he's official. If you would join us at the board, we will now have a 5-member voting board. You. Okay. All right, so, the continuation for case number 2016. I see Mr. Terrio in the office. I'm in the office, in the audience. Where are we at?
The attorneys are working back and forth on their stuff, from what I was told today, so they asked for continuation. They thought maybe within 3 weeks, but I said it would be better to go for 2 months to make sure that you guys are all set.
Okay.
And that's what Steve Hyde, my attorney, said we should probably ask for.
2 months, so
Yeah.
we're in April, May, June.
Yeah.
There's just something with the boundary. They're trying to figure it out, I guess.
Okay. All right, so,
I'll make a motion to table this for 2 months to the June meeting.
do we have a date on that?
You have to say the date.
Yeah, no, we're working on that.
We're working on it right now, but
June would be before the 22nd, fourth Thursday,
Right, 4th Thursday.
22nd.
the calendar over there.
Yeah. All right, so there's a motion to table this until the June 22nd, 2017 meeting of the Zoning Board of Adjustment. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
A little. I will be in North Country at this date, so if Larry will be here,
Well, we'll be already sitting for Bruce.
then, right.
So, do you want a 4-person board at that time? Or do you
I
want
don't
5?
mind.
Okay. All right, so we can set that. Any further discussion?
Just the standard advisement that there is no further public notice.
Correct.
And people who want to be here should know to come back on June 22nd.
Any other discussion? All in favor, vote aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carries. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Terrio.
Sorry it's taken so long, but not in
These
my
things
hands.
happen.
I know. Thank you.
It's not easy.
I know.
All right, thank you. All right. Our next case is case number 2017-2. Real Estate Advisors Incorporated requested variance from Article 3, Section 3.2 of the Milton zoning ordinance to allow the entire lot of tax map 42, lot 11, approximately 90 acres, to be zoned high-density residential, not just the first 200 feet as described in the zoning ordinance. Site located at map 42, lot 11, Elm Street, Milton, New Hampshire, 03851, in the high-density residential and low-density residential zones. Dana, can you tell me as far as the manner in which public notice and personal notice was given, has this been done?
Notices have been sent out, but it has been brought to my attention today that there was at least 2 to 3 abutters that were missed on the abutters list and not noticed.
Okay, which puts us in a place of what, re-notification of just those abutters? What would be the, yes, Bruce?
I also wanted to note, and I'm doing this as the town planner, is that the notice states that they're asking for a certain thing, and that certain thing is really not within the purview of the zoning board
Right,
to give. That's only able to be given by the voters in town. And that is rezoning a certain parcel or a lot can only be done by the voters, through the planning board and the board of selectmen. So really, I did want to say this, and I think that the applicant knows this already and would probably tell you, but what the applicant is really requesting is relief from Article 3, Section 3.5. That's the table of principal and accessory uses in zoning districts. And what they want is they want to allow multifamily housing, along with the density rules that are in the high-density residential district, for such housing on their parcel, which is primarily located in the low-density residential district with some high density along the frontage with Elm Street. So that's really what I think they're going to amend their application to say. I'm not trying to put words in their mouth, but the lack of proper abutter notice and the need to change their application to reflect what I just said really lends itself to either a tabling or a withdrawal.
Okay. And I agree. I know we do have a couple of amendments that have been submitted after that application that help to clarify some of that. But unfortunately, again, not everyone was abutted. No, the abutters were not notified.
But more importantly, Mr. Chairman, if it's not under our authority, should we even?
The amendments bring it in.
It
So
does.
basically, here's what's happening. The original application comes in and says, would you please change this parcel zoning from low density residential to high density residential. It is not our role as a board to change zoning. Our role as a board is to be effectively a release valve, a pressure release valve for when cookie cutter zoning doesn't fit the particular and unique qualities of a given property. So as such, that's why we're here. So they can come and say, I get the zoning, it really doesn't fit this piece of property, and here's why. And that's where this board, as a quasi-judicial board, comes in, listens to the facts, doesn't form an opinion until they've heard the facts and the input from all sides, and then pass a judgment on making a variance to that. So, yes, as they originally submitted, I would agree, no, it's not within this board's authority. There have been two amendments which bring that down to clarify and indicate that what they want is to do multi-unit housing with low density, high density zoning setbacks, density and so forth, which now gets into what we can potentially grant relief from if the application deems so. Yes, Mr. Brown.
Thank you. Based on past experience and my own preference, which I just wrote down as whatever the committee, my preference is always for clear process and standards. And I think that the clarity of a public notice with the final detailed intent of the application is most useful. And I'm not certain that the general public would have a knowledge of the amendments which would be presented to us and not part of a public notice in the newspaper record.
Interesting point. And is that something you're amenable to?
Absolutely, I agree completely with Mr. Brown and Mr. Woodruff. We'd prefer to withdraw the application and start fresh so everyone's on the same page and everything is clear as possible. And we would hope to get that amendment to you before your next meeting. We apologize for the inconvenience to the board and to the abutters who came out. But we think, like you guys said, it would just be clearest to withdraw that application, resubmit before the next meeting in a clearer fashion so that you guys can hear your case.
Okay.
So there's
Thank
no
you.
motions necessary if they're withdrawing.
Yes,
You're saying yes, we would need one
you need a motion.
to accept the
allow
withdrawal?
them to withdraw
To allow them,
without
okay.
prejudice.
Okay.
Without prejudice, yeah, okay.
Having been given the wording, I will make that motion to withdraw without prejudice, so they can determine the details of their own application at a later date.
Okay. Is there a second? Okay, any discussion on that? All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so that carries. Thank you, folks.
Thank you. We're happy to meet with any abutters, if you guys wanna go out in the hallway, if you have any questions or comments you'd like us to address or get our contact information. We'll be out in the hallway and we'll wait a few minutes, to see if anyone has anything. Thank you all for coming.
Okay.
You will be re-notified with proper notice this time. Everybody's gonna get re-notified.
About the specific application, no.
About where it is, I don't really know.
You could check with Dana outside of this meeting.
Well, that's what,
Right.
they're outside the answer.
Oh, they're outside, they're gonna be, that doesn't matter, they'll tell you where it is. Yeah, they'll tell you where it is.
No, you don't get notice.
Is this the land Mr. Terrio used to own?
They'll answer that.
Oh, okay. Then they've done that.
All right. Next on the agenda is discussion and approval of February 23rd, 2017
You want
meeting
Bruce to step back
minutes.
up?
No, because he had to step down for that. So, and Larry actually was
I was here.
here at the time, we kind of might need him. All right. I, for once, did not have any corrections. Yeah, not bad. Anyone else have corrections to the minutes or just?
I'll make a motion to accept it written.
See you next month.
Okay.
You gotta abstain.
Yeah, you need to abstain because you weren't part of that. All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay. Any other business? Come before the board. Okay. Hearing none.
Yes. Motion to adjourn?
Second? All in favor, vote aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Okay, thank you, everyone. Hey, how are you?